Hello everyone, my name's Tom, and these are my colleagues Rachel, Anna, and Pritika. And we've been working for the past several months in collaboration with Nightingale's Medical Trust on India Elder Connect. India Elder Connect is a website designed to bring elders, caregivers, and eldercare organizations together to get senior citizens the resources they need. So before we get into what the actual product does, I'd like to frame it in sort of by describing the problem and the issues that we're trying to address. Right now, there are no really great informational resources for elders in India. And this is a problem because the population of elders in India is very rapidly increasing. By 2050, the estimate is that over 20% of the Indian population will be elders. And so the current resources right now are often very detailed, very difficult for senior citizens to read, and are often very hard to navigate. And so there's also not a really great resource or not really very good services to help elders connect to the elder care organizations that could provide them the services that they need. And so that led us to designing our website, and so this is what the homepage looks like. I'm going to talk just a little bit about kind of the overview of it. So we have a Connect section, which is primarily for elders and caregivers to socialize and come together. Locate services is kind of intuitive. It's for them to find services in their area and also all of India. And then we have health, which is for them to find information on given topics, schemes and concession, legal information. And the organizations side, which you can see right here, leads to a different homepage strictly for organizations where they can create listings and also engage in professional discussion forums. And I'm going to hand it off to Rachel, and she's going to talk a little bit more about everything in detail.
All right, great. So let's move on to the next slide. So as Tom said, our first feature is Ask a Question. So Nightingale's is recruiting experts in the medical field and the legal field who really know elder care issues to answer any question that elders or their families ask on the site. So you'll see that there's all different categories that people can ask questions about. And also other senior citizens or other family members can also respond to questions and give their unique insights that they have dealing with these issues in their everyday lives. So next, you see one of our organization listings. So there's ratings, there's an overview, the services, so pretty much all the basic information we need to know, the map down there showing exactly where it is. And so people can search through these services, and they're able to filter by types of organizations. So that would be old age homes, or home care services, or active aging centers. So next, here you'll see all our various health topics. So we have lots of information on dementia, including a memory screening, so people can at least get a basic idea of if they may or may not have dementia and to go get further help. And then we also have some staying active, so tips about nutrition and exercise. So kind of a range of how do you stay healthy, what are the conditions that you need to know. So here you'll see one of our health topic pages, and what's really unique about this is it's tied into our Ask a Question feature. So if anybody asks a question about Parkinson's disease, it'll show up right here, and they can ask the question directly about Parkinson's directly from this page. And then you'll also see the different types of how it's easily laid out by symptoms, causes, prognosis, diagnosis, treatment, and tips for caregivers. So really trying to simplify the information and make sure people have the exact information they need when they need it. So, and then here is one of the pages under our schemes and concessions page. So from our conversations with senior citizens, we found out that they're often forced to retire at the age of 60. And so understanding the laws and even the discounts that pertain to them are really important. So here you have many of the different discounts that could help seniors out. And also the questions are on these pages as well. So as we said, the questions pertain to all the host different issues that senior citizens face. And here's the organization side of the page. So organizations we actually don't have it on a logged in view, but when they're logged in, they can add their listings. They can manage their listings, kind of edit directly on the front end, and even submit events that senior citizens might want to go to. We also are putting up training information so eldercare organizations can better train their staff and improve their services, and forums to really focus on collaboration between eldercare organizations and sharing the resources and knowledge base. So I believe I'm passing this on to Pratika.
Hi. So we conducted surveys and informational interviews, also some usability tests on the site in order to better inform what is the need for the site, and also anything from how to phrase information, how to place buttons, or how to phrase locations on the website. And so one of the survey questions that we asked was, can you currently locate information regarding your medical and legal needs easily? 68% of senior citizens that were interviewed said no. And so some of the informational interviews that I conducted were all about how there was a lot of information, it was overwhelming, but they didn't know what to trust, they didn't know, it wasn't pertaining to them, it wasn't relevant. And so they usually found health information by talking to people instead of using technology. One man even went so far as to contact distant family members to see which hospital he should go to for his operation. And going back to the technology side, if people are looking for information on the web, they really wanted to have a search option. And so we really made sure we had the search bar available to them. And so again, another one of the main questions that I asked during informational interviews was, what are the challenges faced by family and caregivers? And so some of the challenges are that there is a lack of doctors who specialize in geriatrics. So I'll give you some time to read the quote this time. So it was interviewing a medical expert, and she was saying that there aren't accredited geriatric specialties or places that they teach doctors in India. Usually doctors will have to go outside of India to learn more. And so when people go to doctors, they want answers on mental problems, physical problems related to elder care. There isn't that information readily available, or they get disappointed when they go to the doctor about that. And so the second challenge is a caregiver challenge. So this caregiver could be a family member who's having a lot of frustration because there aren't any resources, there are a lack of resources on what the problem is. They are not even educated into framing the problem of their family member. And so there's a lot of social issues that surround that. And then the common sentiment of the whole elder care problem in India is that everyone has an opinion. You know, I faced it in my family when I get sick. Every single family member thinks that they know what's wrong with me and they know how to treat me. You know, and so it's the same thing if it's doctors or family members, that they don't know who is trustworthy, who should they trust. So we wanted to create a web portal that is trustworthy, that they can go to and trust. And so the next question was really, why do you use the internet? What do you use it for? There were two groups of elders, that, you know, groups of thought, really. And so one group really said, the people who use the internet, they really use it for fun. They use it for YouTube, learn leisurely hobbies, etc. But they refer to books for medical and legal information. And that's what they find trustworthy. The second group of elders were very serious. And they only went to the internet to get information, did not spend time on social media because they thought they were wasting their life. And so then the natural question of to tie back into our website was, what kind of information or services do you think we should provide? And the top two were health advice and concessions and government schemes. And so I'll tell you why these two issues are very important. So one woman I interviewed was very worried for her mental health. She was showing early signs of dementia, and she didn't know what was wrong. Her family also was confounded. And so they wanted to know how to properly exercise her mind, but also what to do, what kind of direction. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me better? Okay. And then the second issue is, as Rachel said, many elders are forced to retire at the age of 60. And if you don't have a government job, you don't have a pension. So they have to rely on their children or savings. And that is very, it's a lot of toll on them. And so they really need the discounts. They need to know how to not get scammed. What is some credible information? Often they don't know how to get discounts for train tickets to visit their family, for example. And so overall, we asked, do you think a comprehensive website would be useful? And we had an overwhelming response of 94% said yes. And so that led to some usability tests. One of the usability tests that we conducted was on the menu. And so we had a couple of options, but most of them involved drop-down menus, which 3 out of 8 people I interviewed said they had some trouble with. But once I showed them how to do it, we figured out some compromises in order to make it easier for them to access the website. And this is why our menu has these specific buttons. Okay? Connect, locate services, health, schemes and concessions. These were important issues that they could click on. When you click on it, it doesn't go to a landing page, but it will do the drop down, and then you can also see the subcategories. Okay? And so I will pass it on to Anna, who will go over insights and future.
So we just heard from Pri that there are quite a few challenges that senior citizens and their families are facing. We realize that technology may not be the answer to all of these questions, but we hope our website is a start. We interviewed a multi-generational family, and we had the elders in the family actually tell us that they didn't think they would ever use our website, and that was because they could find all the information that they needed from their neighbors. Although the younger members in that family said that sometimes when neighbors or other family members ask for advice, they go straight to Google. And that's kind of where we think that our site will be helpful. We do really see this being helpful for caregivers. Another thing we learned is that with our site, we have the opportunity to go beyond simply sharing information. On our very first day of work, we went to one of Nightingale's Centers for Active Aging, which really encourages exercise and improving mental health in a sort of a daycare format. And of all the elders we talked to, most of them said that their biggest concern was loneliness, that they didn't feel like they had someone to talk to, they didn't feel like any of their concerns were being heard, that anyone was listening. And that really inspired us to include this Connect section. It wasn't something we had really focused on, that we had really thought of emphasizing earlier, but after that day, we included a section of our site that we didn't show a screenshot of, but it's called Share a Story, where visitors can post a story about really anything on the site and have a forum, and people can respond to that and see their thoughts. So those were some of the insights we got from that. And we have quite a few visions for the future of India Elder Connect. We really hope that this site will take off. Our clients will be launching it shortly, and we hope that the information that we have on there will provide an outlet for people to share their stories and to feel empowered to find the information that they need. We hope to see this expand further across India. We hope that the user base will grow and that the content will grow so that this can be useful for people all over the country. We also, lastly, realize that our user base at this point will primarily be educated, middle to upper class senior citizens and their families. Our site is in English. It's a common theme we've seen. And it requires access to a computer. It requires access to the internet. We really think that one of the populations that needs this access to this information and these kind of experts the most are the economically disadvantaged seniors. So we're hoping that in the future we can think of ways, perhaps through translating or even beyond digital technology, to help make sure that this information gets to all sorts of senior citizens. That being said, we highly encourage you to go to www.indiaelderconnect.com. It's mobile friendly and it's tablet friendly, and check out all the work that we have been doing this semester. Thank you so much.
So we have time for one quick question.
Okay. It did? Okay. So for one of the surveys, it was about 60? Yes. No, it was middle class to upper middle class. Yes.
Any idea of taking it to the economically weaker sections, because they are the, no, do you have any?
And so, you know, Tom and Rachel, and actually the whole group, we were discussing this because we had visited some uneconomically disadvantaged centered at Nightingale's Medical Trust, has a Sandhya Kirana, and it's, we were thinking our ask a question portion could be in a way that volunteers or members of that organization can post it on the internet for the seniors and then print out the answers for them. And so that was one of the brainstorming sessions that we had for this problem. And so do you have anything?
Yeah, so what we were thinking of doing is setting up kind of a form where staff at these locations could post up a, just kind of like a sheet where the economically disadvantaged seniors could write or have someone else write their question that gets taken to the website, posted, and then the answers could be printed out and brought back to them. So that was our way of kind of making it, providing a physical way of, or a physical medium that our site could work through and reach this population.
I think, can I make a suggestion? If this health portal is quite, information comes in, the government system which has got a call center called 104. Now that 104, anybody could approach over their mobile number or a call, and there the person who is sitting there can access this and give the answer to them. So make that, otherwise the language translations and all going to be a big part. Instead of that, the audio part will be there where the call center will take the call, which anybody can do because the mobile availability in India is large. Combine this more, so your health portal 2104, which we can load it up there, and the questions can come from anywhere from the state. It could be combined to do that.
No, thank you, that's a great idea.